We have Madison Juergens and Elizabeth Junkie with us today, post-game from South Dakota State. Just Madison, overall thoughts, bouncing back from her first set loss, looking at how efficiently the offense ran today, in terms of, especially in terms of hitting percentage.
I think it was good to see us come back from that first set because we haven't really seen that all preseason. So it was good to know that we could do that, and I think we really that first set really fueled a fire underneath us to playing better in the next coming set. And I think the good offense, it really came. Our passes were really good, and we had opportunities to set everyone, and we were just really in system, and the blockers really didn't know what we were doing.
And talk a little bit about the change in mindset, or the change in maybe a philosophy coming from first set to second set, and just the adjustments, the minor adjustments that need to be made on the floor.
Well, we knew it was serve and pass. We missed quite a few serves in the first set, so we knew we had to change that. But I think it was just we were really determined in the next set. I think our attitude towards the game just changed. We were kind of passive in the first set, and we got really aggressive in the next coming sets. So I think that was a big thing.
And Elizabeth, a lot of attention always falls on your shoulders, obviously, offensively. But just talk a little about what everybody else did around you today that allowed you to also have a good game.
I think that we had a lot of confidence on the court. I think all around there were good second balls were getting put up, just playing together and that flow that we had. And I think we played
3
really
in
well.
double figures in kills, another one that hit over 700. I mean, offensively, you were fine. It was just cleaning up some of the mistakes, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think just cleaning up our serve pass after the first set really is what turned the game around.
Talk about the momentum the crowd gave today. Obviously, a huge crowd for the Showdown Series rivalry, and just being back home, conference opener, and being the rival.
Absolutely. It was amazing. I mean, just right away we walked out and there were students filling the stands, and we absolutely love our crowd. We feed off of them and everything, and it's a lot of fun. And we love playing at home.
Because there was a lot of ebbs and flows in the match. I mean, you have a challenge that all of a sudden changes the momentum. I mean, slows the momentum down with one team. I mean, how do you handle that when a challenge does come, or I mean, especially during a timeout when you know you have momentum and you try to keep momentum?
I think that the crowd erupted after that challenge, and I mean, we feed off of that, and it might not have gone our way, but I think we take that and run with it.
A big win. Go ahead and just give us an opening statement how you feel.
I mean, what a great start to the Showdown Series. To have over 1,500 fans in attendance, an amazing student section, and a crowd that absolutely got involved in the match today. I mean, I think that's a great way to start conference season, start the Showdown Series, and then obviously anytime we're playing that rival school, I think it's great to see the amount of people that come out and support us. That first set, we'd probably like to have back. I think we ended up losing by 6, and we had 7 missed serves. I think we had ace twice, so right away you're giving them almost 10 points. And I think in the past weekend, I don't think we would have handled that extremely well. So to see our team really bounce back, get extremely fired up, and I think really just determined to make a change and focus on what we were doing on our side of the floor was really, really good to see. I think it was important for us to be able to see that we could turn it around there. Any given day, every match is going to be difficult in the Summit League. So I think that was a good way to start, a good way for us to have to battle back from adversity in that first set. And then even though I think the second set, obviously we took control early on and never really looked back, sets 3 and 4 were not as simple, and there were a lot of back and forth. And again, I felt like our team held their composure really well, and they'd get some really good kills, and we came back with our own. And I think that's a big part of it. I thought Madison Juergens did a great job of running our offense today. I think just as the season has progressed, just every week she's just a little bit more confident, a little bit more like the Juergens that we know and love in terms of running our offense. She got everybody involved. We had a couple of people. It's hard to really point anybody out, though, because a lot of people hit it extremely high percentage. We had over 400 for the team, but Maddie Wiedenfeld had 3 kills a set and hit over 700. I mean, that's just insane. And then both Junkie and Harms hitting over 400 and 500 respectively. Sammy having some really, really big kills for us as the match progressed, and then Amy kind of starting out a little bit slower and then making her way back in the lineup. So I think it was a great team win. Definitely forced us to make some changes, but it's a great way to start conference 1-0.
talk a lot about control, what we can control on our side of the net, and yet the service errors, I know you don't like to talk about, but we were giving them points. It's like, if you just clean that up, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, we actually talked about that after set one because essentially we didn't make them earn those points, obviously. And I think what's hard about it is serving is such a mental aspect of the game that you don't want to harp on it too much, because the more you harp on it, the more we're thinking about it, the more we're overthinking it, and sometimes the more errors that come out of it. And I do think that happened occasionally today. I feel like our servers were overthinking it instead of just really trusting what they do every single day in practice. But at the same time, we came back and we did make a couple changes. It just kind of came in spurts. And it's something that we're going to clean up. It's something that we're going to get better at as the season progresses. But we know that we can't miss that many serves in a match, and the team knows that too. So we're going to get better from it. Again, good learning moment. But the fact that we had that many missed serves and really shot ourselves in the foot kind of time and time again to still be able to come out and win and find ways to perform at a high level in other areas of the game to make up for that was important for us to see as well.
We talked a lot about Juergens and getting offense. I mean, 3 people in double figures and kills today. A huge hitting percentage from all. I mean, obviously a contrasting style or contrasting numbers from what we were last weekend. Mm-hmm. That's obviously got to be exciting to see.
Yeah, and actually we had four people in double figures, but if you look at our attackers, every attacker was at 2 kills a set or more, which is really good to see and something that we want to continue to push for as the season progresses. I think the one thing that Juergens did a really good job of is understanding the time of the game and what adjustments they were making. You know, early on, we were able to get our middles involved in some pretty specific situations, and then they started collapsing in on that. Their middle stayed on them a little bit more, which allowed the pins to open up, and Juergens took advantage of that. And then once they started going away from our middles again, we were able to get our middles involved again. So it is kind of understanding what the flow of the game is at the time, what they're trying to do to us on the other side, both defensively and offensively, and take advantage of those things. And we had to make some adjustments defensively, both with our block and our backcourt, and that's what good teams are going to do to you. They're going to make you have to change things, and I just felt like our team handled the changes really well. And in a first set that, I know we missed a lot of serves in the first set, but we also didn't play defense at a very high level. We only had 6 digs in that set, and then we really turned that around and played at a much higher level defensively and made them have to take multiple swings. And that's got to be something that's a part of us every day.
And the product of the big offensive output, all the kills and the high percentage obviously comes from the fact that when you have people in the back row that, like Lolo, who had another great game coming off a huge weekend, and Elizabeth. I mean, I think a lot of people don't realize that she plays all the way around and is asked to do a lot in the back row as well as in the front row.
Yeah, I mean, Lolo had 21, Junkie had 19, and I do think it's a big part of it. I mean, not only digging, but that first contact and serve receive, and just being able to give Juergens the opportunity to set multiple people, that we aren't always as predictable on the offensive side of things. I mean, I think everybody knows our outsides are good, but we have the full lineup, and we've got we've got a full team that can score the points at a really high level. And with that, we've got to be able to utilize that. And honestly, the more we can utilize our middles and our right sides, the more it opens up for our outsides, the more that opens up for the backside. I mean, it's just again, it's just that game that you can play offensively with the other team of just, okay, you're going to stop that, then we're going to do this instead. And that's where I think you start to see some of the veteran squad come out and be able to take advantage of a lot of those different situations.
And lastly, heading into a big week, obviously, 3 matches in 5 days next week, 2 on the road, a lot of travel. How important? You talk about stretches in a season, and this is probably one of our very important upcoming stretches in the season.
Yeah, it's a huge stretch for us. I will say being able to be at home on Tuesday is going to be really nice again, and another good team that's coming in here. So I do think that being home helps, and then obviously going on the road right after that, and that's not an easy trip, but our team is so used to traveling at this point in time. So even though it's a part of it, it's just so much about taking care of yourself, putting yourself into good positions, and our team understands that. And again, having a veteran squad that's been there, has gone through that, it should make a difference for us as we continue through the season. But this is a tough first week and a half for us, and I'm just excited to see them attack every day like it's the only day that matters.
And to start off 1-0 some league play.
Yes, we'd love to do that. Every day our goal is to go 1-0.